so I understand what you're trying to say. In my district, we have so much funding, and I live in the Florida Keys, so there's a lot of funding that comes to my school, and you can drive 30 miles north and you end up in Homestead, where they have a fraction of the funding that we have, and they don't have as much of the same testing instructors and people to help them, and have as much of the same outside resources. And then you can keep going another 30 miles and you end up in Miami, where all the private schools are, and they get even more funding than where I come from. And not that obviously I ended up where I am today because I continue to push through, and I didn't let any outside factors affect me. But at the end of the day, I kept going, and some people don't have that same ability. And I also
it doesn't. Again, first of all, in Florida, every public school gets the same amount of money.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having another Sunday. So today we're going to be watching two students support diversity. So at this point we're going to watch and let's see, and we're going to watch and give our opinion on why students support diversity. Let's go.
And we're talking with college students about diversity quotas today. Do students support these quotas in the workplace and in the college admissions process? And will these students change their mind if we apply those same diversity quotas to the Florida Gators football team? Let's find out. Talking first about diversity just in general, do you think diversity should be a factor in hiring decisions and in college admissions processes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably they should have diversity quotas for like college admissions and a bunch of other things. I think they already have quotas though, but like those are definitely a good thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's an absolute necessity.
Yeah, everyone should have an equal part in anywhere, really.
As a first-generation college student from a Hispanic household, it's very important.
Should we develop diversity quotas for, the workplace or for college admissions? How they usually work is if a population is 35% Hispanic, then the school in that region, I guess, would also have to be 35% Hispanic in its student population to reflect the demographics of the larger community. Is that something that you would support?
Yeah, I would support that.
Yeah, I totally support that.
Yeah. I mean that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me.
Yeah, Sam. I think it definitely should be taken into account.
Absolutely, there should be more diversity in basically every single field.
So, what about diversity quotas on sports teams, college sports teams? Do you guys think?
No, I think that should be skill based.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing.
Same thing. We want to win, no matter what you are.
Probably not. I feel like it should be based off talent. That's something that's a little bit different.
With sports, it's definitely more emphasis placed on ability.
Sports is different than college. Sports is not the same. I mean, talent is talent is talent is talent.
I don't think we should. College sports is about getting the best players for your team, and I don't think we should focus on which race or ethnicity to get.
I think a diversity quota for any sports team, it doesn't make much sense. It should be based on skill.
Just let the skills shine, and whoever's the best player deserves to be on the team. Obviously, with sports, it's talent first over anything.
I did some research about the demographics here at UF. We're going to put this into a hypothetical situation. So 50% of students here are white. This is from 2019. 19% are Hispanic, 8% are Asian, and 5% are African American. If we were to apply that quota to the offensive lineup for the Florida Gators football team, this is what the lineup would look like.
Okay, and that's probably not what it looks like at all.
This is what it looks like right now.
Yeah. I feel like they're probably just more skilled players. 'Cause I mean, I guess you could say more skilled people should get into schools too. I guess what I said could kind of be applied both.
We'd probably be losing because we recruit based on skill, and if we recruited based on diversity, then we'd probably be worse.
I see nothing wrong with the current roster right now. I think it's perfectly fine. If they're the best players fit for the job, then they deserve the spot.
I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing that these people are just better at the sports that they play.
I mean, it'd definitely be different. When's the last time you saw a prominent Asian in football?
Does this kind of change your mind about diversity quotas in other sectors like the workplace, like college admissions? If we're talking about being the best in sports, shouldn't we also be talking about being the best in the workplace, being the best company, being the best college, the best university, regardless of anyone's race?
Yeah, I think it was a good way to open your eyes and think if you're recruiting athletes based on their skill level, maybe you should admit students based on their scores and their academic merit more so than diversity.
Yeah, a little bit, because I didn't think about it being applied. I mean, I guess they are applied to schools but not sports, and you could make a good argument for why my reason for school would be the same for sports, basically. Yeah.
I think so. I think I really didn't think about diversity too much in like college admissions or workplace.
Yeah, I think like now that I think about it,
It's interesting to see it compared in sports like versus college admissions. So
Skill always comes first. I don't necessarily think quotas are the way to go. I know they're unconstitutional. I know they're wrong. I feel like that's just counterintuitive to feel obligated to admit anybody or do anything.
Yeah. I mean, you want the best. It doesn't really matter what the person's race is, who they are, whatever. Like, you have skills. You're a good.
My name's Layla, and I've recently watched 3 videos of yours, Best Top 10 Charlie Kirk Debate Moments of 2024,
Oh, no.
Students Enraged That I Say College is a Scam, and 10 Unforgettable Charlie Kirk Debates That Shook 2024. And I picked 3 different topics that I think are important to me, which comes down to immigration, affirmative action, and DEI, and college is a scam. But the one I want to talk to you about the most is affirmative action and DEI. And in these videos, you have said, quote for quote, white males have high test scores, white males shouldn't have to be penalized. You did acknowledge and say that people of color come from lower socioeconomic backgrounds that do not prioritize education much. But instead of making a suggestion on how to help those communities and continue to like build those communities up, you continue to say that our institutions are becoming less excellent. And I'm confused as to what your definition of excellence is. Is that because white males aren't necessarily, in your opinion, getting accepted as in a higher rate, even though they technically are, because 41% of college admitted students are of the white race?
It should be higher than that, yeah.
Based on what? Where are you getting the statistics? I just want to understand.
It's a good question. The Supreme Court did a whole case on this, and it ruled against affirmative action, and we saw the books of Harvard. So
I don't want to cut you off. May I know so like for future reference so I can understand where you're coming from and get more context, could I know the Supreme Court case?
Yeah, so the name, 2.5 years ago, I think it was something out of California. Someone look it up. You could use Grok or ChatGPT.
If somebody could please look that up for me. Thank you.
So we saw the data out of Harvard. Harvard was the test case. And effectively, approximating, but a white male had to get about a 30% higher test score to even be considered than an equivalent black student.
And when was this?
Over 30 years. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. So basically, for a black student, they could do 30% worse on their standardized scores than an equivalent white student.
And you don't think that has any outside factors to do with it?
Well, that's not the point. The point is whether or not.
But how is that not the point?
Because I don't believe we should accommodate based on outside factors. You do.
Well, I do because I believe in progression. And I feel like you have stated in multiple of your videos, which I do have a quote.
No, fair enough. I'm just making sure we understand we disagree.
For sure.
I don't think we should change the rules of the game to accommodate.
What were the rules of the game?
Well, the rules of the game are that you should be treated fairly and equally, right?
For sure.
That's an American principle.
And I agree with that completely.
Got it. So, therefore, a white male should not be treated differently than a black male.
But when you come from a different...
Doesn't matter. Equal treatment or not. It's not whether or not you were said mean things when you grew up or whether your dad was a gangbanger. Doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not saying that's not the outside factors I'm talking about.
It doesn't matter what the outside factors are.
But can I explain where I'm coming from?
But understand, I'm going to finish and I'll let you talk.
Okay, of
Equal
course.
treatment is regardless of any sort of sob story you could put on before it. Equal treatment. Test score, test score.
And I completely agree with that. But I also come from a predominantly white town, so I understand what you're trying to say. In my district, we have so much funding, and I live in the Florida Keys, so there's a lot of funding that comes to my school. And you can drive 30 miles north, and you end up in Homestead, where they have a fraction of the funding that we have, and they don't have as much of the same testing instructors and people to help them, and have as much of the same outside resources. And then you can keep going another 30 miles, and you end up in Miami, where all the private schools are, and they get even more funding than where I come from, and obviously I ended up where I am today because I continue to push through, and I didn't let any outside factors affect me. But at the end of the day, I kept going, and some people don't have that same ability, and I also
it doesn't. Again, first of all, in Florida, every public school gets the same amount of money. Okay, there's an equal funding across the board.
But you also get donations from the people in your community.
Fair enough, but Florida has...
And I know for a fact that my community gets many donations.
Florida has the most, you could use equitable funding structure of any school, and has universal school choice, basically. So that's number one. Number two, explain to me why, when we're admitting people for a job, should it just be what's on that piece of paper, or should race play into the factor?
So I know that your argument is mediocrity. I forgot. I don't
Mediocrity?
really. Okay, yeah, and I know that, and I also believe in quotas as well, but I don't think that it should be one and one, but they should go hand in hand. Because at the end of the day, if I have just as good as a resume as somebody next to me, I wanna understand where you're getting that jobs are just taking people because they're a woman, because they are black. I just want to see. And I understand what you're trying to say because of course, with affirmative action and DEI, that does give them an upper hand. But where does it say that you take somebody just because of that color?
All over the place. Capitol Street Partners back in the summer of 2022 said that they will not hire white men for internships. That's one example of thousands I could give.
But because of how many people are in there, how many people in
because
position?
they wanted to be. Again, that's irrelevant. It does not matter if you have an internship and everyone is a white man. If they're all qualified, that's great. It doesn't matter if they're all Asian or all black. It should be what merit qualification gets the people into that position.
And of course, but if this, say the school only wanted white people to attend.
No, good, like excellent qualified people. And if they end up majority white, who cares? Why does that matter?
I don't think that matters. I'm saying that affirmative action.
No, you are saying it matters.
I'm saying that, but I'm not saying for the white male or the black race or the Asian race or the Indian race, or understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that it works in favor for any race and any sex. It works, and it does 1,000%. And I don't understand where you're getting that information.
It is anti-white racism that was in the fiber of our laws that is now getting away thanks to President Donald Trump. Where if you were a white man, especially to apply for internships, jobs, going to college, that it was significantly harder to get those jobs, to get into those practices, because there were quotas that made it easier for people of other skin colors with lower standards to be able to get those positions. We agree there's only so many slots in a college, right? There's only so many positions in an internship. It's a limited supply.
I completely agree.
It is scarcity. So when you have a scarce resource, you have to decide how you're going to divvy up that scarce resource.
For sure.
In a DEI model, they're going to say, okay, we're not going to do any more than 30% white, and then we'll do 15%. And so you kind of come up with these quotas. Therefore, they end up saying, well, what happens if the 15% black is not qualified? They don't care, which ends up happening far too often. Or what happens if the
Can you give me examples of cases?
Yeah, air traffic control is actually a really good example. We now have all the documents that show that we went on a hiring spree to have more black air traffic controllers. There's a huge lawsuit about this, 15, 16, 17, where the standards for air traffic control have dropped so dramatically, and you're kind of seeing some of the effects of that potentially. And again, it's in almost every single corporate practice, every single college institution. But it just kind of comes down to more of a moral argument that I have, which is that if you have something based on merit, I don't care if it's all black, all Asian, all white. It's an excellent group is what I want, not a diverse group. I care about excellence, not diversity. Because I do not believe diversity is a strength. I believe unity is a strength. I believe the pursuit of higher purposes is a strength. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do understand where you're coming from. I feel like I do agree with some of the things that you did just say, and I may have to do some more research on the things that you said before, but I guess we can agree to disagree for the time being. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I love this. I love this fact. This was a very clear state fact. I don't believe in, like me, I'm saying I don't believe in diversity. I don't believe in diversity, but I believe in equality. I don't believe in. Well, I'm going to say this was an interesting explanation and it's interesting lesson. But for me, I don't believe in diversity. I believe in equality, actually. Because at this point, being a race is not supposed to affect your line of work or anything you do. Like now, you are white, you're black, you're Asian, you can be anybody. I don't mind. If, let's say I have a company, all of you guys bring your qualification, I'm going to go for the best. I'm not going to look, oh, this guy's black, I should pick this guy. Oh, this guy's Asian, I should pick this guy. Oh, this guy's white, I should pick this guy. No, I pick with your qualification. What you're good at. Oh, okay, yeah, he's good. He's good at this work. He's going to be good. My company's going to go where I pick you. I don't pick you out of because I'm being a race or not. If you're a black guy and the black guy's qualification is more perfect, I pick the black guy. If you're a white guy, the white guy qualification is more perfect, I pick the white guy. If he's an Asian, his qualification is more perfect, I pick the Asian guy. I go for the best. I don't go for diversity. I go for equality. I go for equal rights. I go for who is the best. Just like now, she was using the sports mode for it. Like what she was doing there, she was using that sports mode. She was like, oh, you don't put anybody, or you don't put, okay, because you're a racist, you put all white person in the sport. And oh, they're not just good. Oh, let's say few are good, the rest are poor. Man, your sport is going to break down. Your club is going to crumble. You can't have a company and just because you want to be a racist, you put all black people in it. Even the ones who are good and who are not good. Man, your company is going to fall. Or you put an all Asian, your company is going to crumble. Because oh, you're trying to be a racist, you're trying to say, okay, I can't put a black person when a white person is here. I can't put a white person when a black person is here. I can't put an Asian person when a black person is here. Stuff like that. All those things are bullshit, actually, to me. Because you go for equality. You go for quality. This guy is good at what he's doing. He's gonna do perfectly well in my company. I pick you. I don't care what color you are. And if I pick someone else and you call me, oh, I'm trying to be a racist. If I pick the black guy and you tell me, oh, I'm trying to be a racist, man, I'm going to tell you to walk out from my office and never return. If I'm a white person and I pick a white person and, oh, I pick the white person because his qualification is good, not because I'm trying to be a racist. I pick who is good for something. Not everyone is good at it. I see your qualification. Your qualification comes up right. I pick you to pull on my company. I see your Olympic status. I see what you're doing. You're good at sports. You're a good jumper. You're a good footballer. You're a good player. You're a good basketballer. I pick you. I don't care what race you are. And that's how you're supposed to be. You don't go for that. You don't go, oh, okay, yeah, he's my race. I should pick him. No. That's what is killing us. You pick with what you know is going to be good for your company. It's going to be healthy for your company. It's going to grow your company. It's going to grow your club. It's going to grow yourself. Because lecturers come in and there are a lot of people that are black, that are white, they're Asians. Oh, what if the lecturer is Asian? Is he going to say, oh, you black people leave my class, you white people leave my class? No, he's going to teach everyone equally. No difference in it. No difference in it. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. So thank you so much for watching with me. And please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And also please tell me what you think about this video and your opinion about this. Thank you so much once again.